You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
I just love that you're saying this. We're gonna start this super easy.
All right.
Mostly because we've known each other a long time. But I like, there's
Yeah.
not everybody in our audience knows who you are. So like, who the heck are you? Can you give us like an intro to your name and
Can I
like?
talk about how I don't like that question? And it's like I just
Yes,
how like
100%.
not has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
But no, because it's like I don't know. I wish it makes me frustrated that I'm not at a point where like my work can just like speak for itself and I don't have to like you know. So I feel like part of that is the problem of the audience and part of that is my problem.
No, the funny part is I think this is a perfect spot for us to start because like I would agree with you that if you live in Grand Rapids and you don't know who AB is, you're kind of a dummy at this stage in regards
Well,
to
you should know something.
Yeah, you might know something, but I think that's part of why I'm asking. Because like,
Yeah.
how do you describe who you are? Because that's what we're trying to get at. Because I don't think people understand all of the things that you can bring to the table beyond music. You're a musician. You're an entrepreneur. You have been part of different cultural scenes here for the last 20 years. Like, you definitely know it's even longer than that. Like, but you know what I mean. Like, so I'm like. My main question is like, who are you? Is mostly so like a stranger on the internet because this is where this sucker's gonna live.
Yeah.
Can at least get like, oh, I'm AB. Who's
No,
AB?
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm sorry to be so abrasive. And
You're not abrasive at all.
No, check it out. So like, I'm a DJ, and that could that means a lot of things. Like like lots of different events, lots of different types of musical endeavors.
Yeah.
Fashion shows, dance parties, galas, nights at bars. I've DJ'd everywhere from like the basement of a small Mexican bar to like events for Art Prize in the Grand Rapids Museum.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've opened for Lil Wayne, and I've also DJ'd for private parties for rich billionaire families.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like I anything involving music as a DJ, I've done in.
Hell yeah!
And I say that with like a lot. I mean, it's not something that I anticipated for myself when I started pursuing music as a full-time thing. It was as a rapper with a live band, and that was probably in the years 2008 through 2012 when we were most active. AB and Coconut Brown was the name of the band. I was the rapper. We had like a 7-piece horn section, drums, bass, guitars, keyboards. That was probably where like I started to really make my mark in Grand Rapids in terms of
that's my introduction to you.
Networking, meeting people, and just like bringing people together. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the common threads from that time to this time, when it comes to music, for me, is just that like I'm always like looking for places that people's tastes interlap and cross over. You know what I'm saying? So that I think that's fun. You know what I'm saying? So, but.
Well, you were the first person that I ever heard use LCD sound system in rap songs, all the way back then. So I was like, someone that actually did samples of LCD, because like back then especially, they weren't at nearly on the level that they are now.
No, that's true.
Especially back in 2008 or whatever it was.
Yeah. Thank you. That was fun times.
Okay.
But I thought I've also, so DJing's been my full-time career for about 12 and a half years.
Okay.
But I've also produced events. I've produced large-scale events. I've produced small events. I've also I've dabbled in clothing design, and I've, it went going from like show merch and artist merch to just selling designs, and having a holiday pop-up on Wealthy Street for a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like it's just been, I've been able to do a lot of things. Grand Rapids has been good to me.
That's amazing. Okay, I think you actually kind of nailed some of this in regards to like, obviously people know you for many reasons, like an artist, DJ, etc. do you have it? You've got a lot of titles. Like, how many titles do you think that you currently hold when it comes to like all the things that you do? Because it's never just one thing. And and as your friend, I would I have the all-encompassing one. I would treat you like an artist. Like, I do think that you're an artist, and the way that that interprets out into the world, it is very multifaceted. It's never just like it's only this, because I think you're one of those people that aren't just interested in one thing at any given moment. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with you. I think that for a long time, I didn't really have a model or a person to kind of like look up to. And now I feel like there are many people in the world doing this sort of thing. And that's not to say that like locally I didn't have anyone. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
But now, I mean, you have someone like Donald Glover or Childish Gambino or whatever you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to have their hands in different creative projects.
Absolutely.
And expressing their vision like in different ways, and that's someone that I look up to. Obviously, you know, Pharrell, you know, low hanging fruit there, but like. So
but
yeah, I don't. But I do.
Yeah.
I do, when I was rebranding my Instagram page, artist was the easiest thing for me to like hold on to, like you said, and then like further define that, start there, and then define it. Because yeah, I mean, I'm not, when I'm working with corporate clients, I'm definitely like not fitting in as like what their typical event organizers are going to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like right. And I really, oh man, like I don't know. Can we have a whole podcast about like just like
what it's like to
meetings suck?
Yeah.
How long do we have to small talk before we can talk about why we're meeting?
Yeah. Yeah, we could probably both write books about that, actually, based off the clients that I know that you work with and then the ones that I know that I work with. Some people just really like meetings.
I don't know, man. I'm like, yo, we could have got half the work done.
Oh yes, 100%. Yeah, some people need time to like ruminate on things. Not everybody, though.
I mean, do you think that? I mean. What's it like in your world? Like, are you like? I mean, you're creative as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you feeling like you constantly have to kind of make the clients feel like they're comfortable with you and you know, make them feel like they're making the right choice, totally. even though they kind of already made their choice by the time they met with you, right? Like they've already seen your work, right? And they come in, they tell you that, right? Your work is great. I love what you did here, and I love what you did here, and then I've heard great things about you from my colleagues who I respect. But now that I have you here, I want to ask you all the questions and take up all your time.
Yeah.
Just so,
I think it's super normal. So here's the thing, like, people have a hard time of contextualizing what they've heard until they've experienced it themselves. So if any new client is always going to be a little bit like unsure. Unless they're people that lead first with trust. And like those clients, you don't have those super long meetings because they're trusting you to do what you're good at, and they're gonna keep moving on with whatever they gotta do. And sometimes that takes a little while to establish, other times it's from the jump. But like, I totally hear you. Like, me and Dom talk about this all the time. The process is the prize. Most of our process and most of what we're doing is helping people get through all that minutia and all that unsurety. Like, we're typically hired to be like the psychological safety on projects. Like, oh, they've got it. They're handling the details, or they've got the creative angle, or they're going to develop something that's going to nail this out of the park. And like, then we just go and execute against it. And it just depends on what the project looks like. However, I totally hear you, but those beginning stages though, with any new client, it's sometimes like a precarious dance of like, hey, do you actually trust me? Are you unsure? Yeah. But like, typically if they take too long to get to the trusting phase, like, they probably won't be a client for very long. You know what I mean?
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
I appreciate the question back to me. All right. I know you mentioned a lot of things even in your intro question around DJ. You've DJ'd at many different events. You've opened for Lil Wayne. You've done pop-up shots. You've done like one of my favorite events that I got to invite one of my good buddies, Cole Williams, to just recently down at 20 Monroe was this giant fashion event. But like, I'm super curious for you, what is one of your proudest accomplishments that you've done in your career so far? Like, what's one thing that stands out for you that I could hang my hat on that? That's really cool.
Oh man.
And I know it'd be hard to pick one.
You caught me at a weird time. I have to say that like my family still loves me, and we're all like getting along really well. That's because my work is like nights, weird hours.
Yeah.
You know, like there's moments where like it's like slow and all these things are happening in your head, and then all of a sudden you're like going like all over the place, like really fast. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like a typical pattern. You know what I'm saying? You know, my wife was supportive of me becoming a full-time DJ while she was 5 months pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's crazy,
bro. Like shout out Heather Butler. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah. There was a plan in place a little bit too, so like that helps. But I have to say that like the fact that like my kids know that I'm doing something I love, and that it's not causing like harm, you know what I'm saying, to them. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
I just love that you're saying this.
I wasn't planning on saying this. I didn't even. But it's just been in my head like a lot. Like, I don't know if it's because I just had a birthday and I'm like reflecting on like all these things, but like, yeah, that part for sure is my favorite thing, bro. Like I mean like, I remember what it was like with my parents. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to hang out with them when I was like 22.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But my 22-year-old is like hanging out with us like without us like bugging her about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. She's like, hey, what are you up to? And you're like,
yeah.
I'm hanging out with you if you're down. Like,
I mean, literally, it's been like it was like a couple of years of like confusion. You know what I'm saying? Because like, when she was 20, I'm like, oh, like she's gonna ask for money sometime. You know what I'm saying? Then like when she was 21, I'm like, oh, she's not gonna be around. Like she's 21, she's gonna be like. And then she kept hitting us up to hang out, and I'm like, oh, this is sweet. Like, yeah. So yeah, that's one thing. But more so like on the musical side of things, or events, or creative endeavors. I think that I think that there's some things that like I think that being able to I've been able to play a role in expanding the ideas for people engaging in music and events in Grand Rapids. So
like what's possible
there can be black DJs that are DJing downtown. Like that can happen because I'm gonna tell you, in 2008, that shit wasn't happening.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like in 2009, that wasn't 2010, 2012. Like it wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying? Now it's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like or like events and dance parties, right? You know what I'm saying? There was a time where like there weren't like all these like branded dance party events, you know what I'm saying? Like I definitely think that myself and some colleagues of mine, namely Super Dre, DJ Composition, Omega Supreme, definitely like were able to play a significant role in opening the doors, you know what I'm saying, for some of these things that we're able to enjoy now.
Hell
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And that I think if I don't, I also think that like if I don't say that out loud, like it'll get forgotten. You know what I'm saying? And I I definitely don't want that to happen, because I do think that, like, through my work and the quality of the events that I've been able to produce, it's like it's helped people be more comfortable with, like, working with creative DJs and other creative, like, event producers. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
you're not just going to be somebody that's standing in the corner, and you're not actually trying to curate an entire feeling, a vibe, an experience that goes beyond just like, hey, I'm just playing tunes. Like, you're actually trying to create something that is a unique experience for everybody to walk into.
So I would say, like, one of the things was the pool party that we did at Studio Park.
Oh yeah.
There's not a pool at Studio Park. There never has been. And we brought a pool in, and we
had a big old party.
Had about over 300 people party on a Sunday afternoon in the summer. You know what I'm saying? And throw a party.
Are you gonna do that again this year?
The adult prom, I don't know, man. We're gonna have to talk about Grand Rapids and what type of support they want to offer monetarily, and why do they think that creative work should be free, and this is not a community service, and
there ain't no community service
and all that. You know what I'm saying? But that goes into a whole other thing. But also, like, the adult prom, we did myself and DJ Composition produced an adult prom that had not been done at that level at JW Marriott, and that was right after pandemic. It was almost 700 people there. That was a great time.
I have good friends that were able to go to that. That was, for me, I was like, my kids were super young, but like people still talk about that because they had such a good time. Just have it. Literally, it was an adult prom.
And that was cool because we were able to work with Endless Management with models, and so we did. I was able to produce a fashion show that was James Bond inspired, and that happened during the prom too. So, like, it was really cool to bring, like, different elements of my interests, saying, together. And then I would also say Exhibit A, which was it was in 2019. It was an outdoor party in the Zoco parking lot. And we kind of just took that over, and again, like, fashion show, multiple DJs, multiple performances, and that sort of thing. So I think those are, like, some of the events that stand out. But also, there's a lot of events that I do that aren't on Instagram.
Right.
I strongly believe that, like, private events are private events for a reason, right? And I don't ever want to be, like, using someone's private event to promote myself or to promote my services even more. Like, I would much rather
very much word of mouth. Yeah.
Let them do it, and that's worked well for me. And I also think that it lets the people know that who I'm working for, that, like, I'm there for the music, I'm there for the party, I'm there to, like, make that the best it can be. I'm not going to be distracted by trying to get good footage for TikTok or Instagram Reels.
Yeah. Okay. What is one thing you were in your career that you thought you'd never do that you actually got to do? I feel like I know the answer to this already, but I'm super curious what you would say.
Something that I did that
you were like, oh whoa, I never thought I was going to do that. Like, it might have been one of the events, or like opening for Lil Wayne, like that kind of stuff. Like, where you're like, what the heck is happening right now? I think
it was when my wife and I met Kelly Rowland at Fifth Third Ballpark, and she took a picture with us, and I was so shook. I was like, I didn't know what to do in the picture. So I was like that weird, froze. It's Kelly Rowland. Oh, that was crazy. Yeah. What else have I done that I thought I would never do? I don't know, man. There's so much. What were you gonna say?
Opening for Lil Wayne. I didn't know that about you. Immediately, my brain was like, "That's." I didn't know. I didn't know that happened.
It was a DJ. It was a DJ set. To be fair, you know what I'm saying. It wasn't me rapping. You know what I'm saying. But
I wouldn't change the statement.
That was cool. That was a few years ago. That was like 18, I think, 2018, something like that. Shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, DJing for the mayor was probably something that, like, I didn't expect to do. Like mayor specific events. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I did that, like, is private that I can't really
Can't talk about it.
That I never thought that I would be doing. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
there's been conversations that I never thought I would be involved in that I ended up having as a result of the DJ work. It's really taken me like in a lot of different places. So I'm really thankful for that. The funny thing though is that like it honestly, like for me, like it's just helped me to realize that like for all the divisions that we have as people, we're still more similar than different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that when people get in environments where they like don't have their phones and they're not trying to be the top dog on the internet or argue with people about politics and social issues, when they're just like being like people at like the more of a base level, yeah, man, like that's something I'm still trying to figure out is how to like take the unity that you can have like on a dance floor.
Hell yeah, yeah.
And how do you get that like day to day?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How do you help create that? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like I don't know. I don't have an answer, but.
But you're trying to take that feeling wherever you go.
I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely. Personally, yes. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I can.
Well, you can't walk into any place, especially any of the local coffee shops, without somebody yelling your name. I've borne witness to it many times when we've gotten coffee, and like we're kind of cut from the same cloth in that regard. Where we're gonna stop and like what's up? How are you? Like let's hang out, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. If I was white, I would be like you. Yeah.
That's true. That's very true. Okay. All right. This one I really want you to think about because like this is something that I think is very true about you. What is the secret to being successful without losing your identity? What was that reaction?
No, man, because like
I'm not out here trying to ask you simple questions.
No, I know, and I'm thinking about it, and it's like I want to give like a shorter answer, but like I don't know if I can. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh,
Might need your mic.
yeah.
Keep going. You're good.
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah.
All right, are we good? Are we back? Are we
Yeah.
back to the? Yeah, it's hot out here.
Yeah, the sun did come out.
So, shit. I think that there's a couple things that have to happen, or had to happen for me, and so like maybe I'll try to like make that relevant for other people. But I think that one of the things is just like realizing that like you can't be something else. Like you can be what you are. Like you know, trying to pretend to be. You know, it's like in high school that looks like, you know, trying to fit into certain social groups, you know what I'm saying, and trying to be what you think is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit just doesn't work. It's tiring, and like you can't be your, like you got to figure out like just what you want and who you are, and that can be hard for people, you know what I'm saying? Like, and fortunately for me, like I think I figured that out a little earlier, just because I was always trying to holler at these girls in high school, and they weren't having it. And then I was always trying to fit into what I thought that, you know what I'm saying? And so I got a lot of rejection. A lot of rejection in high school, Tamika Blasting Game. But anyway.
Yeah.
But that helped. That helped me, because then I was like, well, like fuck it. Like I tried. It's not working. I just you know what I'm saying. So that was helpful. When when I got divorced in 2000, late 2007, that was actually another moment of like, I was just in this marriage, and I didn't do music. You know what I'm saying? Like I stopped doing music because that was seen as like somewhat of a threat
To the relationship?
And so
Well, I have to interrupt for just a brief second, because you literally, what you said earlier about your wife now, she was 5 months pregnant. She's like, yeah, you can go be a DJ. And like the ex was the situation was like, no, you can't even do any of this because it's a massive threat.
Yeah.
Which is like one person accepting you for who you are. Well, the other person was like, hey, you actually need to fit my mold.
Yeah. And you know, I wasn't maybe I wasn't strong enough as a person to reject that, and maybe, you know what I'm saying, like and maybe, you know, I thought that I could do that. I thought that I could suppress that part of myself, you know what I'm saying, and then you can't, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
and then it keeps popping up, and then you now I'm like, you know, mad and angry that I made this big sacrifice that you don't even understand, you know what I'm saying, like she doesn't understand like how big of a sacrifice this is that I'm making all the time to try to make this relationship work, you know what I'm saying. So like I think like knowing yourself, and not, I think once you like get to a point where like you don't really care about the approval of people,
Right.
And and that's like three, because that also happened with my parents, you know what I'm saying, like I wasn't meeting their expectations of like what I was going to do, you know what I'm saying, like if I was, you know, they don't want me rapping, you know, rapping is like yeah, that's not that cool, like how are you gonna make money with music, you know what I'm saying, you need to, you know what I'm saying, so like there's that, and then finally not caring about what they thought, you know what I'm saying, yeah, so it was like, it's just like, not caring about what my peers thought, not caring about what my parents thought, and then not caring about what my wife thought, and my ex-wife ultimately, like I think kind of like finally got me to a point where like I was like fully like, well, like you know, all these people that were like, that I thought were like close to me, you know what I'm saying, like
Maybe they actually weren't looking out for your best
I don't
interest
know,
based
or
off of what you needed.
or they had like a misconstrued perception of like what they thought I should be doing, or who they thought I was, or me living up to my potential, or whatever it was, you know what I'm saying. That allowed me to like feel like free enough to just be like, yo, like this is who I am now, you know what I mean, and this is what I'm gonna do, and I guess that's helped me now to not to not really be afraid of things.
Yeah. Well, I think
less fear. I hope that's the answer to the question.
No, you definitely did. Well, it also perfectly bleeds into my next question, which is, what is some advice for young people who look up to you? Because I feel like those are some lessons that you just had to pave through about like self-identity. What would you give? Like, how would you advise someone asking you for advice that's young, that reminds you of you when you were 24 and figuring out what the heck is going on here?
Yeah. I think I guess, you know, there's so much. I guess like if it's just like generally speaking, is that like you have to like be like working. So like we didn't really talk about like work or working on your craft or whatever it is, but like I remember being 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and having a lot of like wondering, you know, like where am I, what am I going to become, and like how do I get there, and like what are the steps I need to be taking, you know what I'm saying, and sometimes feeling like stuck, and then like since you, and I couldn't see what I was going to become, you know what I'm saying, or what the path would look like, especially where we live. I mean, I don't know if the listeners know, but if you look at Grand Rapids, Michigan, and you look at like social and political climate, like West Michigan is very conservative in many ways, you know what I'm saying, not just religiously, but just like in terms of like occupations and like path of life and what you should be doing, you know what I'm saying. There's not a lot of people.
Here's the steps, follow them.
There's not a lot of people here that and I'm gonna say this is true regardless of like race and ethnicity there's not a lot of people here that are celebrated that don't fit a certain mold. You know what I mean? So it's hard when you're young and you don't see examples, right? But I do think that like moving forward and taking steps towards like whatever it is, like you have to like be moving, right? Because like
you actually have to be doing the thing that you
got to be
about.
doing it. Yeah, you can't just like think about it,
right,
and want to do it,
right.
And then like you can't just like want to do it so bad that you start asking other people questions about it, and you start like researching it, or you start like trying to like get mentored by people that are doing it. But like you have to like do it. Like so you have to like start whatever you are, like whatever you have, like start. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's great advice.
I'm saying like you have to start because you need like if you're moving, if you're not moving, but then you finally realize what it is, and now you like try to jump, like that's harder than if you're just like moving and then it's like a shift.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like the movement, people don't realize like the movement creates like other opportunities, and you're gonna learn things. And so like, you know, I would say like just start doing it. I mean, like I started on a controller, bro. Like my other DJ friends were making fun of me. They're like, oh, AB pulled this little controller out of his backpack, and it was like this big. You know what I'm saying? I'm DJing next to dudes with like turntables, mixers, you know what I'm saying? Like $3,000 mixers with like 4 channels and LCD screens, and I got like this little shit right here, you know what I mean? But like,
but you were starting.
I was starting, but like I was, you know, like, but you maximize like what you have, right? So like, if you want to do it, then you got to start doing it, and just start doing it. Yeah. And make the mistakes. Like you have to like make these mistakes early. You don't want to make these mistakes when you're 40. You know what I'm saying?
It's a different game.
No, I'm serious. Yeah. More's at stake there. But like make all these mistakes as soon as possible.
Yeah. No, is this the same advice that you would give yourself as a like if you were talking to your younger self, would this be the same advice that you would give him?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what I did. I spent a lot of time like trying to find mentors to talk to, and then finding out that there's no mentors that are like kind of like moving in life the way that I think I want to. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know that I want to be like this guy that
right.
He's smart and he's successful, but like I don't know that like that's a path that I want. Like I can't see myself like sitting in an office for 8 hours a day,
right?
And that sort of thing. So yeah, this is the same advice.
We're gonna move on to quick fire questions.
All right.
And these are like, you know,
answer as soon as possible.
You know, like
whatever
we
comes
can
to
edit.
mind.
We can also edit like to make it go fast. So don't worry about that. But no. Favorite song currently? What's on repeat for you?
Oh shit. Impact. Impact by S.G. Lewis and Robin and Chanel Trace.
Okay.
So it's a nice, yeah.
We're gonna have to find that track. I don't know this track.
It's dope.
It's dope.
It's not new. It's a couple years old, but it's dope.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Dream DJ location. And I love that there's a skater right now too. It's like rolling around.
Yeah. Dream DJ location. What do you mean, like gig, like
yeah, like
space,
location that you're like, ooh, I haven't DJ'd here, or maybe you already did DJ in a spot that was like, holy cow, that was the dream location. But preferably somewhere that you can actually share, not one of your private events.
Yeah, man. I want to DJ. I want to DJ like a. My dream would be like some sort of like an outdoor bar in LA or in New York on a rooftop, and doing like a set that's like around like late happy hour into the night, like 7 to 9 time frame. I feel like that's like one of my favorite times. Because like I feel like that's when you can kind of set you can like set up like what it's going to be.
Yeah, like where the evening's going to go. You're actually helping people get into their night out, if you will.
Yeah, and I like that. And I think that that's the time when people are also, I don't want to sound like I'm an expert, but like I feel like when it's like daytime, slightly getting dark. Like people are like more open to what the music might be doing.
Ooh, okay. Like they don't have it in their
They
mind.
don't have
like
it in
what
their
it is,
mind
what it
that
has
like
to
it's
be.
11 o'clock. We need the bangers. Like where's the banger that I know? Like you know what I'm saying? Like that sort of thing. They're more like
This is the vibe. Let's get caught up in the vibe instead.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Best fashion brand in your opinion right now?
The best brand.
Who's
Shit.
killing it right now?
Can I get like 3 answers?
Sure.
I mean,
But I am curious of your top dog though. Like one that you just can't get away from.
whether I purchase it or not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I got it. I think. I mean, I am. All my biases are coming out, but like I would say Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Louis V. Because
Pharrell's killing it, man.
I mean, yeah, because like they're hitting like in lots of different ways, right?
Mhm.
Like they were definitely ahead of the Western wear sort of thing.
Yep.
But like all the classic Louis Vuitton bags are still, those still hit hard. When you see them, you still like pause and
Yep.
look, and it makes you consider the person using the bag a little bit more. You're like,
Yep.
how'd they get this bag? Like, what's
Right. The name
why do
carries
they?
so much weight.
It does. It does. And that's with like, that's with weak ass footwear.
Yeah.
Their footwear is not amazing to me.
No. No, I don't. I would agree with you on that.
So-
There's a brief stint there with Verge that he was definitely had some good moments, but yes, I agree with you.
So them, for like in the mainstream world, I have definitely been impressed with Abercrombie's resurgence in the last
It
few
has
years.
been good. They're definitely
Yeah.
going at it right now.
They
They fell off hard for a while.
oh yeah. But they're doing a lot of cool things for like, you know, in that space. And then there's a streetwear company called Represent that I really enjoy too. So yeah.
Cool. Cheetah or zebra print?
Cheetah, bro.
Cheetah. All right. Worst color combo, or is there a worst color combo?
Ooh. There is. I'm trying to think of what it is. I don't know. That's hard. You know, there's so many things out here right now, and there's so many things that I would normally say, but then as soon as I'm about to say, oh, this wouldn't work, I can think of somebody that
can do it.
That could do it. You know what I'm saying?
So there is no wrong color combo.
So I don't think there is.
Is it just the confidence to actually do it?
I think it's the confidence, and I think it's like the weight of the colors.
Ooh, okay.
Like, are you doing? How much of each? You know, is it 20% of like 20% lime green, and 80% like forest green? I'm with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a nice little accent.
But when it's like 50-50, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like it might be too choppy.
I like that answer. I like that. That's for sure. Okay. Favorite book?
Oh man, James.
Oh, by Percival Elliott?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's my favorite book I've read recently.
Okay.
Yeah, James is great, but then so is I finally read Fahrenheit 451.
Oh yeah.
I hadn't read that.
It's
so
a timely book.
That was I enjoyed that as well, and then Absolute Batman for comic books, that is killing it right now. Yeah.
If you guys didn't know this about AB, he's huge on the comics. You can definitely find that stuff on his Instagram. You should definitely go check it out. We're of the same mind there. We could have nerded out this entire time solely on comic books, but that's not what this interview is for. All right. Favorite restaurant in GR right now? And we're trying to get pointed here on purpose, because not everywhere is cool anymore. Some places falling off. Some new places are pretty great, but like there's a lot of options now.
I have to say that I'm gonna go with I gotta go with Sanchez.
Yeah.
I'm
Staple.
sorry, it's been here for a while, I know, but it's been here long enough that I remember when I could not afford to go there.
Right.
Right. And now
Yeah.
now that I'm able to enjoy their menu, with more freedom. I definitely.
They're really good, dude.
I definitely enjoy that. Like
they're probably one of the most consistent restaurants
Yeah.
in this city.
Yeah.
Which is the hardest game when it comes to restaurants.
The service is
Yep.
always amazing. The food is always amazing.
Yep.
The atmosphere doesn't. It kind of takes you away for a little while,
Yep.
right? Like
It feels like a different place.
It doesn't feel like you're in Grand Rapids.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
The building also is pretty cool. Like
Yeah. Oh, for
the
sure.
space is really cool.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah.
So
Fully
that's
agree.
that's what I'm gonna say.
All right. This one's not as rapid fire, but it is part of the rapid fire. What's your 5-year goal from now? In 5 years, where you want to be?
Dude, I just have been thinking about this shit. Like, this is crazy. I don't know.
I don't know. I love that. That's okay.
I know what I want to be doing, right? Like, I know some of the things I want to be doing. So I'm kind of like working backwards from there. Like, I know that I still want to be creative and I want to be making music. I want to be DJing and involved in that world. I know that, like, you know, I want great relationships with my family.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be actively like helping all the members of my family like grow and
Mm-hmm.
move forward.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be giving back to the community in a tangible way. But I don't know. I don't know what that. That's as far as I've gotten.
I think
I'm
those are all-
literally in this realization that, like, you know, having to like kind of like, I don't know, like, is this gonna be the rest of my life? Like feeling like every few years you've got to kind of like reassess and create some new goals and like the places that I want to go. The things that I have been doing so far to get to like this spot are not necessarily the same habits and strategies that will get me to like the next spot.
Yeah.
And so then I'm realizing that. So then I'm realizing, but now I'm feeling like I need to further define what that next place is going to look like, so that I can be working, you know, towards that, while at the same time still got to be like killing it at like all these regular job things. And yeah. So that's where I'm at. I don't know if that's an answer.
I think that's a great answer. Okay. We're now going to go into our soapbox moment. And what I mean by soapbox is like you can look directly at that camera with him or directly in that phone right there. This is your chance to like get on a soapbox and rant. Like so like you have freedom to like, you don't feel like you got to curate it, but this is that moment that we want to have, like, you just tell it like it is. You know what I mean?
Tell it like it is.
So this is going to be a long question, and I know it will spark some things in you. So GR, Grand Rapids, Michigan is an ever-changing place. Since the beginning of your career, people have left to pursue outside opportunities. People from elsewhere have also moved in to put their mark here. You have navigated yourself in the city and navigated through all that change. What is the secret behind your adaptability? How has it been difficult, or how has it been a joy?
Oh, wow.
It's a big question.
I mean, it's been wow. This is a big question. Well, when you see people leave, you see a lot of like high functioning, amazing, creative talent leave the city, right? Like that reminds you that you're in this place that ultimately doesn't value creative work in the same way as other markets. You know what I'm saying? So then you're like, oh, like, I've been doing all this work, they don't even care. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, like everybody else left because they knew that it was like this, you know what I'm saying? Or you quite frankly, you see like successful black people leave because they feel like they hit a certain spot. You know, I think since I have family here, since I have kids here, I decided I wasn't going to leave, and I was going to just like do the best I could in this setting. So it's like a constant. So I need a support system. I have fortunately I have other DJs, other friends who I can talk to about like all the frustrations that we encounter here. That helps make me feel like I'm not going crazy. But like when you say that, like, I've seen that it's like a certain type of person that like comes here from outside and like likes it or stays here, and that's fine. That's whatever. I think that ultimately my secret to adaptability, though, is just that no one can do the things that like no one can do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever you are, like that for me that's true, but like for other people that's true too. Like, and Grand Rapids is still small enough that like if you decide to have an idea, you can find a way to execute it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like it might not match like your original vision. You know what I'm saying? You might have to work for it, or you may struggle to get financial support for it, but you can do it. And I've seen that happen. And so I think that just knowing that people are people at the core, like they're probably selfish. And so you, as long as you know what I'm saying, like you kind of know, like after being here and just like being in different circles and you know, being around so many different people all the time, and being a part of like event production and being a part of like nightlife and being a part of, you know, now even being a part of like the nonprofit world in a small way, like you just start to see that people are just gonna be selfish. And so then if you know that, then you don't get disappointed, right? Like you kind of know that
everybody's got their own thing.
They were gonna, yeah. So, you know, it's like you kind of get to a point where like you expect that when you get a compliment, there's gonna be like a request for something at the end of it.
I've never encountered that in my life here in Grand Rapids. What are you talking about, AB? No one's ever like, hey dude, what's up, man? Been so long. Hey, can you help me with X, Y, Z, D, the, and everything in between?
Yeah, I mean, but
it's okay if there's no other thoughts there.
There's no other thoughts. It's just that it is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
I don't know that. It's work that might be hard to describe. Some of it's like emotional and mental. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're creative and you're putting your time into something, you know what I'm saying? Like every time someone sees me out somewhere, you know what I'm saying? That's like a lot went into
that.
The behind the scenes of me being in that spot. You know what I mean? And there's no quick way to explain that to someone. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're either gonna you either respect it and you're conscious of it, or you're not.
Right.
You're just like, oh, like you think that.
Right.
So I don't know, man. It's a lot of work, and I think that if I didn't, I think you have to have some sort of passion that's beyond like, you know, there has to be like some passion or love of community or for people, you know what I'm saying, to constantly have to like listen to. I mean, I love Pink Pony Club too, but like, I mean, for me to like be out and have drunk girls requesting it
about
over
1,000
and
times.
over and over, you know what I'm saying? Like I have to love something else about the job, you know what I'm saying, or the profession to keep going through that, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, how many times am I gonna get requested to play the Tamia Hustle, you know what I'm saying, or Cupid Shuffle, or you know what I'm saying, like all these things that come with DJing, like to be away from your family and to not be hanging out with your friends and to know your friends are like over here hanging out, but like you can't really do it because you're doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That makes sense. I appreciate you answering this.
I don't even. Yeah.
Were you expecting any questions from me that I didn't ask you? Because we are getting close to winding down because I have to go pick up my kids.
No, I have no questions. I didn't even know what to expect.
Yeah?
To be honest, yeah.
So what'd you think?
Yeah, this was fun.